Ladies and gentlemen, your prayers have been answered. We indeed do have 3 back-to-back Pirate Software videos. I'm admittedly just as surprised as you guys are, and I'm not gonna lie, there's going to be a 4th one with a lot of interesting shit in it. But because I have some real-life stuff going on today, I've only got time to make this video. As for the subject of today's video, a Pirate Software might be buying views. Now, there's technically a way that he himself is not purchasing these views, and I will get into explaining that, but first I need to introduce to you the reason that we even know about this. Huge shout out to Devin Nash. They had a video just come out just a day ago, I believe 2 days ago actually coming up on, and it's called Exposing the New Manufactured Viral Content Economy. And I'll just play a clip or two from his video to kind of explain what I'm about to say as well, but essentially he's pointing at and finding multiple different Discord channels and also points to Kick doing this method where they essentially have a creator show up to one of these communities. They hire a bunch of clippers, and then those clippers proceed to make a shit ton of clips of different various moments from like live streams, things like that. You'll see here in just this opening slide, I mean, he's got this showcasing that Clav has received 2.2 billion views, which is just absurd.
Have you got the feeling recently when you've been scrolling social media that you're being astroturfed? That like you aren't choosing the influencers and podcasters and like the brands and the topics that show up for you. You just are kind of a participant. Like the media doesn't feel as real as it used to be. Everything just feels like it's just being served to you. And a lot of times you come across something that you didn't even choose or know about to select. Like if you feel like things are not quite real anymore, this video is for you. All of the things I'm going to talk to you about, you're going to understand that content creation is a gamed system now. This is not clickbait. This is actually true. I'm going to go through step by step what is happening and how a person and a group of people can propel any influencer to high viewership, regardless of content quality. 2.2 billion with a B, billion views in a single month. He has 69,000 videos. That's short form videos across TikTok, Instagram, and YouTube and X. He has 1,610 paid clippers that are working full time to put this stuff out on the internet.
So in this next segment, he introduces us, like you saw earlier with the Kick and Clipping collab. He shows these Discord servers. So this Clipping Discord server, and you can read here how to get started. Browse the campaigns listed under the active campaigns category, join the campaign server that best fits your page or interests, and 3, register for that campaign in its registration channel. This is for the clippers. So these people are essentially seeing campaigns for these other content creators and then proceeding to clip the shit out of them, and then they get paid for that based on a CPM for how many views they get. Now, the other big piece that I wanted to show you guys for just kind of like how this works before we dive into Pirates side of things, you can see here that there's a ongoing campaign for Caleb Hammer. The way it works is that they pay out 0.75 to 75 cents per 1,000 views, and the minimum required views for payout is 100,000 views, which I think translates to 75 bucks. So 75 bucks for 100,000 views. And then they also usually have a deadline. And so there's kind of a win-win there, right? Like they get a ton of clips that go out, and it's not like a singular clip has to have 100,000 views. It's just collectively from one singular clipper, they reach 100,000 views across all of the posts that they end up making. That gives them that payout. Now, I think you can see where I'm going with this. There was a campaign for Pirate Software, and we can see here the details were that whoever set up this campaign is offering $3,000 per million views, which would be 300 per 100,000. It expired April 3rd, which you guys are going to find interesting in a sec here. And then example caption, Pirate Software gives his thoughts on recent changes to Kick. Requirements, post the video/image below. All platforms allowed: TikTok, Reels, X, Shorts, etc. Now, if we jump over to Twitter and just do a rudimentary Pirate Software gives thoughts on Kick, we can see only up until April 3rd, a bunch of clippers were posting, Pirate Software gives his thoughts on recent changes to Kick. Let's hear what he has to say. And it looks like just using that identical title that they ended up using as the example in the bounty, there is like 6 or 7 here that show up, but of course they could have been using different titles for any of the other clips. Now, at the start of this video, even while I was recording it, I was thinking pretty assuredly, yeah, it would make sense that Pirate Software is buying these clippers and whatnot to get his content out because he has been on a decline for quite some time now. However, This clip specifically is about the recent changes to Kick, and Pirate Software has kind of been an advocate for Kick, or saying that there are some really good things about it. And that leads me to believe that this might be an internal bounty from Kick, and they want people like Pirate Software, other creators that are talking at all positively about Kick, well, they want those clips anywhere. And so it's a form of advertisement for them. Now, I don't have access to this Discord that Devin Nash has, and it might not just be the only one. There could have been a lot of other bounties for Pirate Software. I'll reach out to Devin and ask him, have an updated comment if I get a response back from him. So there very well could be a bunch of other campaigns running, but just going off of this one alone, I think there is a legitimate alternative possibility that instead of Pirate just, buying this one, which again, it just for promoting Kick, it seems interesting. I think it's very possible that this also could have been coming from Kick. Now, this is a bit of a shorter video. Like I said, just didn't have a lot of time, and I am prepping some other information that I've been receiving for the video tomorrow. So truly stay tuned for that. But I did want to include just a little bit of extra at the end here as it relates to the Stop Killing Games initiative. I am genuinely so happy to be showing you guys this. Ross Scott, Mr. Accursed Farms, the founder of the Stop Killing Games initiative, he testified at a EU Parliament hearing talking about the Stop Killing Games initiative, and he knocked it out of the fucking park.
I'd like to clarify what it means to destroy a video game. The second slide. When we say a game has been destroyed, what we mean is a publisher has permanently disabled all copies of it that have been sold so no one can ever play them again. It would be like removing every single copy of a book or film in existence, effectively erasing it from the culture. The way this practice works is first a publisher sells a copy of a video game. However, it has been designed so that it must connect to the publisher in order to function.
Now I'm going to stop it right here. I'm going to leave this as the #1 linked thing in my description. Please go check this out. If you are ever curious about the Stop Killing Games initiative and you didn't feel like there was a way to understand it in a short amount of time, this is less than 10 minutes, and it is truly the boiled down essence of what the Stop Killing Games initiative is. And is, in my opinion, the best that he has ever done at just describing it and distilling it down. They ran into some technical issues during it that kind of threw him off a little bit, but genuinely, it is so cool to see the progress that it has made, that we are actually getting to see the Stop Killing Games initiative being heard in Parliament. Just genuinely insane. I know this is a huge throwback, but I know a lot of people that watch the Pirate Software content were also in part huge supporters of the Stop Killing Games initiative. Whether you couldn't actually sign it because you were here in the US or something, or if you were in the EU actually able to contribute a signature. Now, even if you don't watch that full video, just to give you a brief one, this is from a news article talking about how it ended up going over. And you can see here the mood during a post-hearing press conference on Twitch was clearly upbeat. Absolutely incredible, Katzner responded when asked by Scott how he thought it went. I think that everyone that watched it might have noticed that there was no MEP that wasn't responding positively. Even the commission was pretty positive, I'd say. Welcome. Editor Quintio, I shit the bed and there was some other advertisement playing on one of the articles I was reading that I could not hear. But I wanted to include here, Stop Killing Games has backed a proposed California bill to protect players of online games. And that bill wants publishers to provide an offline mode or keep the game playable after servers are terminated, or gives gamers a full refund. That's freaking epic. It is just genuinely so fucking cool to see actual positive change happening, or at the very least on what appears to be a pretty smooth road in working on that development, at least in the EU, and also seeing bills showing up here in the US. So for everyone that was watching my content talking about, Pirate Software and how that related even a year ago and all of this, and additionally to anyone in the EU who was able to get a signature down and make sure that we ended up getting to push that to the EU, thank you. Nice to have a little positive thing here and there. But that's it for this video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you did, leave a thumbs up, consider subbing. It's selfish. I'm sure you'll see my next video show up in your feed, but it helps me out. Monkey brain go, when I see it go up. And I'll see you guys later. Adios. Peace. Bye.